there. He has a business that is worldwide, and he gets down to the bottom line. He helps people. And nutraceutical is something that we want to discuss. He is the keynote speaker today and is going to talk about the health benefits of nutraceutical. Dr. Simon Shai, first of all, it's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you.
Pleasure
to meet you guys here.
Pleasure to meet you as well. So I don't know what to start with, but they told me you were one of the inventors of Ensure, and that you've been involved in so many outstanding products. Can you take the floor and just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you have in mind?
Okay. Yeah, I actually born in Taiwan.
Yes.
And then I came this country for my PhD. Okay. So my PhD is in chemistry, but emphasize in the radiochemistry and the nuclear medicine. Okay. So from there, I started to have a lot of contact with the patients, and then with so-called nutraceutical field. Okay. Nutraceutical field is a relative new field. Okay. The name was set at 1989 only. Okay. So that was the first time nutraceutical, this word has been used.
Yes.
So nutraceutical is actually talk about the natural food ingredients, single or multiple. Okay. And then from there, scientists and the physicians, they found useful for the human health. Okay, for example, very simple one is fish oil, or another example is garlic, or you can say like green tea,
yes.
All these things, right? And then we find out it's not only the drugs can help for the diseases prevention treatment, but nutraceutical products basically can either do the prevention or do the concurrent treatment. That means we engage in nutraceutical formulas in the treatment process. Now, in this country, actually right now, a lot of study has been ongoing. At least more than 1,500 papers was published per day. Per year. Okay, so it's a growing industry. It's a growing research field.
And so there are a line of nutraceutical projects and a line of nutraceutical medicines, or what do you call them?
Okay, actually, they still have a lot of debate about what is the real nutraceutical. Okay, for my opinion, nutraceutical is not a single ingredient can do. Okay, yes. Because human, we have to eat it just like the food. Okay, like the law gave us, yes. The so-called good food. In Bible it said it's good food. Okay, but basically it's a total nutrition. So for example, okay, let me give an example like a cancer patient.
Sure.
Today, cancer patient, a lot of problems due to lack of the nutrition balance.
Well, you know, really, Dr. Shai, people are looking for testimony in terms of what do the products do. And I have heard so many people talk about what the product has done. I know you helped Reverend Moore when he was in the hospital, and I know that there are others who have been helped by your products. And can you just tell us, first of all, some of your products and what they are designed to do?
Okay. Actually, my idea is to use a regimen. Okay. For example, if somebody has diabetics, right?
Yes.
Of course, the diet control and the exercise is very important. But balanced nutrition for diabetic person, that's very important. However, most of the people, they cannot make it, okay, because it's too hard to make, okay. For example, like if we say green tea is good for diabetics,
Yes.
and then you have to talk about how many drinks you have per day for the green tea, right?
Yes.
So then it becomes pretty difficult for most of people. So at this moment, the idea come out is you design product, okay, contain all these very important elements, okay. For example, bitter melon. Bitter melon is fruits, or you can call vegetable.
Yes.
But however, there's an inside ingredient, naturally occur inside ingredient, which can help the beta cell to produce insulin. So that means the diabetic person will be helped. Okay? Then there are scientific evidence for chromium. The chromium is a trace element.
Yes.
But however, it helps the diabetic person. So then, give an example, diabetic people should do is exercise, control the diet, also have actual nutrition to engage to control their blood sugar, and then to prevent the further complication. For example, like heart, like kidney, all these things.
Yes. Yes.
So not like if you only take the medication. I'm not saying the medication is not important. It is. But nutraceutical products will help the effectiveness for the medication and reduce the side effect. That's very, very important.
So when you say a regimen, you mean that there are several things that they do. You're talking about exercise. You're talking about proper diet and nutrition.
Right.
And then you're talking about also using the supplemental products that you have. And then you're also talking about, I guess, doing an analysis so that we specifically know what kind of regimen each individual has to be about.
That's correct. Yeah. And then because everybody has different, okay?
Sure.
So some patients, they actually have high cholesterol,
Yes.
high blood pressure,
Yes.
but some patients, they don't. Okay, so it has to be individualized.
Sure.
You can give a general regimen, but okay, be more specific. Specifically, you needed to give the individual regimen. That will go the best.
So basically, you're talking about a designer regimen designed for the individual based on an analysis of what is happening in the individual's life, what's happening with the individual's health.
Yes.
And I note that it seems that you've been very effective not only in the United States, and I know you're affiliated with UC Irvine, but I noticed that also in Taipei, Taiwan, that there's overwhelming response to your products, and so people are beginning to understand that that there are some real dynamics taking place with not only traditional medicine, but also looking at alternative forms of medicine. So you take, is there a blend of philosophy that you utilize?
Yes, okay. Let me give an exact example. I have come up with an idea about 25 years ago for the cancer. I call the total nutrition for cancer patients.
For cancer patients, yes.
Because the reason I'm interested in the cancer regimen, since the cancer is a big deal in this country.
Sure.
Okay? And then if you look at the overall population for the cancer patient, they pretty much increased. Okay?
Yes.
And then there are so many different cancers, but basically cancer does have a similar pathway. Okay, so that's how you can get into it. So then I know there are a lot of medication has been developed. Okay, from chemotherapy, then recently targeted therapy was very, very popular. Okay?
Right.
However, although we can increase the survival rate and then actually did a pretty good job, but however, most of cancer patients still suffer. No matter if they survive or not, they suffer the chemotherapy and the radiation therapy, also the targeted therapy side effects.
Yes.
Now, how to deal with this? Can we find out a way to reduce the side effect and increase the efficacy, the results for the cancer treatment?
Yes.
See, that's what I really wanted to do. Okay. Then actually, through all the researches, and then I start, put all these things together, and we actually have a clinical trial. We done one and published one on human, and then we have several in the animal models.
Yes.
And then they are very successful. You can see those.
Now those
patients.
models are animal models and human models,
Yes.
and so they've been very effective.
Very effective. Yeah.
And so is by definition, if they've been effective, that means that there's the possibility that they could be replicated with other folks that have the similar or same disease?
Yes. As a matter of fact, it actually entire things become too rapidly to discover by the physician. That's due to some of the patients was asked me about how to reduce their side effect and then can get a better result for their treatment. And after they start taking the regimen, the physicians, oncologists actually saw the results. So they start very interesting. So they actually came to me, okay, asked me, what is this?
Yeah.
How come it's so useful for the patients? So I said, well, it's nutrition. It's a nutraceutical regimen.
Yes.
Then they said, well, can you just put it together and then let's try. So that's how we start. Okay, we tried on the actually lung cancer model for the animal model. Okay, we
Yes.
tried many, and then we tried with chemo, without chemo, prevention type, and then we also tried with target therapy, without the nutraceutical regimen.
Yes.
We see tremendous result. And then several years ago, they put on the head and neck patient trial, okay, in Taiwan. So they supported this research, and then they saw the result, and then they were really surprised what happened. See, because normally head and neck, okay, we use the head and neck patients.
Head and neck patients, yes.
And the head and neck, they normally through the chemotherapy and the radiation therapy, right? So they have a problem to swallow and they lose weight. We call the cachexia in the cancer treatment. And then, however, after this patient start using all these products combination, they become pretty tolerant for the treatment.
Yes.
And they don't lose weight. Okay, the life of quality get very good improvement. So
Well, Dr. Shai, I know that you have a speech to make, and I'm taking you up to the time when you have to do your speech. I have one more question that I gotta ask. So, you got 12 patents. Can you tell us a little bit about those patents? That's an extraordinary amount of patents for any individual, and then certainly it speaks volumes to your reputation and your ability to impact sickness. So tell us about those 12 patents, please.
okay, because if you want to do a good regimen, some of the key elements has to be very careful. Okay, I do have a patent for the selenium yeast. Okay.
Yes.
Now the selenium is not new thing. But the selenium yeast, how you discover, how you really put it selenium in some kind of form, that's important. Okay?
Sure.
As a matter of fact, I did a lot of selenium studies. Okay, so from the study you can see selenium is one of the key elements you can fight cancer. Okay,
Oh.
from the cell to the human.
From the cellular level?
Yeah, to the human research, and you can see it. Okay, but however, you won't be able to increase the doses using the inorganic form selenium because it's too dangerous.
Yeah.
The toxicity is high. But selenium yeast actually is literally you can not see the toxicity label.
Yeah.
It's like a 5,000 milligram per human body per kilo. Okay, so it's a very low toxicity level, nearly nothing. Okay, so but however, in the higher concentration, we have the paper to show they actually can kill the cancer cells
Wow.
very well.
Wow.
And then that concentration can be existed in either the animal model or the human being
Right.
blood. That's how we discover it. So we through the cell, we through the animal model, and then we increased the concentration to the different level. We see a different result.
Well, Doc, just on a personal level, I've had an aunt who died of cancer. My father died of cancer, old cell carcinoma. I've had two aunts. I've had another aunt who had died of breast cancer. I also noticed that the incidence of this type of toxicity is very high in African Americans and other minorities. And the Latino community is very, very high. It's very, very high in the African American community. And also in general, it's very high in other communities as well. So what you're doing is making a tremendous difference in the longevity and the life of a very diverse populations. And we are very pleased that you took time to come here today. I know we can't talk about all 12 of your patents. I don't even know if people fully understand everything we're talking about, but they do know that it does have an impact and that it does make a difference in people's life. And so I've been given the word that our time is about up. But I want to say, Dr. Shaw, thank you so much for your kind work and what you're doing in very diverse communities all over the world. So please be blessed, stay blessed, and continue doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
On Point with James Sweeney, talking with Dr. Shaw. Simon Shaw. Thank you.